Nadine Dorries has slammed anti-Brexit campaigners for using the Partygate scandal to bring down Boris Johnson. The Culture Secretary spoke to GB News host Dan Wootton about the attacks on the Prime Minister amid fines for parties which broke lockdown rules compared to Nicola Sturgeon, who has not received the same backlash for her own rule-breaking incident. While on the campaign trail for the SNP, the First Minister of Scotland was seen entering a barber shop maskless when it was still the law to wear masks in most indoor settings. Ms Sturgeon was criticised for breaking the rules she herself had put in place, but it has been noted that she has not faced calls for her resignation like Mr Johnson. Dan Wootton asked Ms Dorries, "Is it one rule for Tory leaders and another for SNP members?" The Culture Secretary replied, "It's a different political setup. Nicola Sturgeon didn't deliver Brexit, she isn't a successful leader in the way Boris Johnson is." She continued, "It's thanks to Boris Johnson that this country is completely free of restrictions, unlike most of Europe and the rest of the world, including Scotland." So, she doesn't have the same track record of success, and therefore nobody really wants to remove Nicola Sturgeon because she is very pro-EU and very anti-Brexit. Nicola Sturgeon addressed the issue on ITV's Loose Women on Wednesday after she has repeatedly called for the PM's resignation, despite breaking rules herself, and panellists suggested that people are tired of Partygate as there are bigger issues to address. The First Minister said, "There's big challenges facing all of us right now. I suppose I take the view that given the severity of the challenges in Ukraine, the cost of living crisis, it makes it all the more important there is a Prime Minister in number 10 who actually has the moral authority to lead." With Boris, it's the serial breaches at a time when the rest of the country was in very strict lockdown, but to be blunt about it, when this all came to light, he was dishonest about it, and he wasn't honest in the House of Commons and in politics that really matters. It's really important that people can trust the Prime Minister of the country or the First Minister of Scotland to tell the truth. Panellist Carol McGiffin criticised the minister, suggesting there was no difference between her actions and those of Boris Johnson. Ms Sturgeon described her rule-breaking a momentary lapse and stated, "Is that the same as having I think 6 parties at the strictest part of lockdown presiding over what seems to be a culture of rule-breaking in Downing Street and then not telling the truth to Parliament?" I don't think these things are equivalent. Ms Dorries has blasted the Partygate issue as post-pandemic emotion and out of proportion, as she suggested that the word itself is a gimmick title that is actually quite misleading. Like other Tory MPs backing Mr Johnson, the Culture Secretary suggested that the party for which the Prime Minister received a fine was not a party at all. She told Dan Wootton, "I think it's important to say that the word Partygate is a misnomer. Number 10 is an office building with an iconic front door, and it is a workplace. Parties, as far as I'm concerned, take place socially. This was people in their own workplace,